Ready? Yeah, for only half an hour, Mark. No, but by all means, check again.
All right, let me stop what I'm doing.
This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for the final day of school. Oh, calendar says June 29th, but it's really boom, shakalaka. I love the last day of school.
You do.
I haven't had a last day of school in my life for like 35, 40 years, and it doesn't matter. It takes me back all the time. Just
Every
how
year.
great it was. It's the freest day as a child. Oh, wow. Last day of school. Love last day of school. Because I loved summer. I'd get up at, I don't know what time, and then I'd leave my house. And I'd come home, and magically my dad would be home from work. I don't know what time would be. I wouldn't even wash my hands. I would just sit down and I would eat, and I'd be gone again. And then I'd come back when
the lights came on.
When the street lights came on. And then every day, invariably, one of my parents, if not both, would say, "What'd you do today?" And I would say,
Nothing.
And another day gone. And 72, 73, 74 of those, that's Labor Day. But it was the same stuff on the bike, down the park.
I think they refer to that as the golden age.
Oh my gosh.
The good old days.
It really was. It was.
Now the kids still don't do that. Of course they do that.
They do, but they get together.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it's all about. They just go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They have all this free time.
Different time. Like I know we worry about kids like roaming off, and I get all that.
Well, technology is a little bit more of a factor now too.
Sure.
Now it's pushing them off of that and telling them to go outside.
Yeah.
And just go. Just go. I don't care what you do. Do nothing. Just go.
Yeah. We would just head down to the park at the end of the street, and whoever was there, you're my friend today. And you would play. And you just did that all the time. And we're 8, so we don't eat lunch. Like we don't, right? We all weigh 40 pounds.
Well, after the pandemic, hopefully we see that again.
Yeah.
Hopefully kids do that this summer. Hopefully they get out. We hear about all the summer camps, and we're going to talk with Dave Allen in a few moments from the YMCA and everything that's returned this summer for kids to do, for families to do. And I'm very excited for this summer to do that.
I hope it's great. I really do.
Including, and we talked to Susan Walsh, including the Canada Day celebrations. We have plans on hitting up a few celebrations in our neck of the woods. I don't know that we'll make it here to Belleville. Well, I know we won't make it to Belleville, but Campbellford has stuff going on again. Hastings and Warkworth, that's kind of where we will hunker down on Friday and take it all in. And it's so great that it's back. Tomorrow we'll get into that, I know, during the morning show, but it's just nice to have things to do again.
Get online, get all the details on where you need to be at Westwick's. You need to be there in the morning for the Kiwanis breakfast.
Yes, that will kick things off.
Not able to do the chicken dinner this year, so you can help them help you, because every penny you pay for breakfast goes right back into the community that the Kiwanis Club does. And you can take the free shuttles down to Westwick's Park all day and then go home after the fireworks. Yeah. Fireworks are going to start dusk. If you're not at the
when
park,
it gets dark.
Yeah, if you're not at the park in a good spot by 9, that's on you.
Yeah.
So get down there, get a great spot.
Wasn't gonna go.
Yeah.
No, I hate that.
Yeah, I know.
I tried to joke with Susan Walsh about it, but as you know, every year,
somebody calls.
Someone asks,
when is fireworks?
When are the fireworks?
Yeah, when is it ever 2:30 in the afternoon?
When is dusk?
It's
what time
never.
is that?
Yeah.
When the sun starts to go down.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to find a spot.
But if we say 10 and it goes off at 5 to 10, it's like, you told me.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
We can't help it. We can't help it. We don't know. We can't help you. We can't help you anymore.
At this stage, you should know when the fireworks are going to go.
Help us out, everybody.
But that even being back, because they weren't able to do them.
Because of 2022, the fireworks display is 22 minutes long. And she said it might be the greatest fireworks exposition ever in the history of Belleville. That's what Susan Walsh said to me.
Maybe we will come to Belleville.
Maybe you'll be able to see it from Narnia, where you live.
Well, and that being said, we talked to Mark Phillips last week, and we're going to call him again. We're going to get him on next week to talk, because something's coming up next weekend. Next weekend?
No, the middle of
2
July.
weeks. The 15th.
2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
It's Empire Fest weekend. But he says it's going on in Quinte West. So I'm wondering he says it's going to be the best, the biggest display. And I'm curious to know why.
Yeah, something's going on.
We'll have to track him down and talk to him about that.
We're going to find out about that. So final day of school today, you went off and purchased gifts for teachers and bus drivers. This is a new thing to me. I know it's been going on. What constitutes teacher gift?
Depends on who you talk to.
Okay.
You mentioned booze. I know quite a few parents that buy them booze. I have a hard time
like an
doing
LCBO
that.
card?
Yeah, I have a hard time doing that.
Or the paper bag. Joink.
Whenever you feel like it, you can keep this even in your desk. Yes, we do gifts. My husband foo-foos it. He doesn't.
Not that I foo-foo it.
No,
I come
but he
from the old
foo-foos
age
it.
where I don't think we ever gave gifts.
Well,
Maybe we did.
I remember giving, not every year, but there were a couple of teachers. One in particular, my French teacher in grade 5, I remember, Mademoiselle Sharp. She was phenomenal. She was one of those teachers who really had left an impression on me.
Yep.
So I wanted to do, and I remember I was the one who took the initiative and approached my parents and said, I'd really like to give her something at the end of the year. And they were all for it because they knew how well she was with me, how good she was. And I remember a couple in high school, maybe giving a couple a gift at the end of the year, but it is kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It is kind of a thing.
I'd like it anyway now, whether they've said that, hey, this is the best teacher.
I just say thank you. Now, again, this year, Ben in particular had a phenomenal teacher. He struggled a bit with his reading, and this teacher, I would say, went above and beyond to help him, to get him the help he needed, to work with him through the year, and it paid off. His report card came home yesterday. I will say I am the mother of 2 little geniuses. Very proud of him for the work he put in, and I really appreciated what this teacher did to help him. So I did spend a little bit more than what I typically would.
You got a car?
And I made sure he got a little, he's the one that's getting the Burger Revolution card.
Oh, nice.
And a little something else. But I wanted something to show my appreciation for the work he's done with Ben, especially this year.
And the bus driver.
Our bus driver got married recently too.
Oh.
So at the end of the year, typically we have a female bus driver, and I would always get her flowers. I would have the boys take flowers, and they would give her flowers at the end of the year. This year I got her a wedding gift too, because she's very... She puts up with my kids every day, twice a day. So
now you come from a town where I
drive
your
with
bus
my kids.
driver got
I know.
married.
Yeah,
like most people wouldn't know.
It's funny because the kids were the ones who told me. Yeah, they came home last week because she wasn't driving Thursday and Friday. So I did ask them, and they said, oh, no, I think she's getting married this weekend. And then they got off the bus on Monday, all happy. She's like, yeah, Teresa got married on the weekend. She let us sit wherever we wanted.
Wait a minute, so like no honeymoon? She's doing the honeymoon in the summer?
I imagine, she's putting in these last few days and then going. But having driven my own children around periodically, I know what they're like. So she deserves a little something at the end of the year.
Deserve something. So moms and dads, enjoy summer. If you're taking off, like at the end of the day today, and you're off on your summer vacation, like I know a lot of people do, have a fabulous time. We'll see you when you get back, kids. We'll talk to you again on Labor Day.
Yeah, enjoy sleeping
your summer. One of the most common places to go is the family YMCA that is embarking on their capital campaign within the next year to build the new Life Center that will be the anchor for the YMCA on Bridge Street, but 4 other organizations. So we caught up with Dave Allen to find more about the project and how kids can get active this summer. Dave Allen, Executive Director of the Family YMCA. Busy time. Where do you want to start, Dave? First of all, how's the fundraising going?
Well, it is, we're in the quiet phase of the campaign. I remind myself how lucky I am. And sometimes I think somebody up there likes me because, the campaign cabinet, the co-chairs, Kristen and Ed, the cabinet is just every person that we asked and shared, kind of the dream of this Center for Life with these 5 organizations underneath one roof, all just really loved the concept, loved the idea, and thought that it was just outstanding for the community. So, we have an excellent group. I just can't say enough about them. And they're out there doing their thing, knocking on doors, really getting talking to some key leaders in the community. And we've received some support. We've only, of course, had the one announcement about McDougall Insurance, but there's going to be more that are going to come in the near future. So it's moving at a good pace. Our goal is to get in the ground, a shovel in the ground next spring, And so it gives us that opportunity to raise about 60 or 70% of the campaign goal before we get there. So.
That's amazing. Well, and I was going to ask you, are things still on track, on schedule, so to speak? I know the ground doesn't break until next year, but things are moving. They're moving as they should be.
Yes, Charity, it is. And, it's probably... Mark knows me. I can be a bit of a bulldozer, and I sometimes don't think with my mind. I think with my heart. And so I had this idea that, we're going to get that shovel in the ground in September. I was dreaming. I was in Never Land.
People are going to be inside shooting hoops by Thanksgiving.
Oh,
No.
And so when we really came to the realization of the amount of work that we have to do in really putting the building together and what it's going to look like, consulting with the partners, and I think that's when the real fun begins, and that takes quite a while. And then, of course, Task Force Engineering, who we've hired to manage the project, then they go and they start their work of hiring contractors and getting pricing and all of those things. So it's a longer process than I think when we built the city of Quinte West. That was the city's project, and they were able to fast track a lot of things. We can't do that, and actually, it was a bit of a relief. I think it would put too much pressure on me and my team and the cabinet itself.
Yeah. Dave Allen of the YMCA raising money, so thank you so much to McDougall Insurance for being leaders. You talk about leaders in the community. How can people step up and kind of fast track their involvement if they don't want to wait for somebody to knock on their door? How can they contact somebody?
Well, they can certainly give me a call, 613-921-4159, and I would gladly have a conversation with them about the project. We plan to launch the community campaign early next spring, and that's when we will really start to reach out to everyone to get behind and support the project. And we're also in the communication phase now, too, to make sure that we share updates and let the community know what's happening, that this project is happening. It is so exciting to think that we are building a center for life that is purpose-built with 5 excellent charities. Of course, the Y being one, Quinte Vitality Social Support Services, the day program for adults with developmental challenges, Community Learning Alternatives, which is an adult day program, learning program, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and we really think that that's going to be exciting because it's really going to give more young people an opportunity to participate in health programs and leadership programs and really open the door for more people. And then, of course, VIQ. And we all recognize the importance of volunteers. And we think having that office in there will not only support them with more traffic and more opportunity to get more volunteers, but allow us and the other organizations to get some volunteer help and support as well. So I've never seen anything like it before. We've seen different agencies partner under one roof, but here we're building a center which is really, I think, is just going to have such an impact on our community for the next. It's a legacy project. I'm going to be long gone, so it is quite extraordinary.
Absolutely. It's going to be quite a center. Now, in the meantime, Dave, of course, kids are out of school this week. Are there still programs that they can take part in this summer?
Oh, day camps start next week. Enrollment has been excellent. We've seen a really nice bounce back with parents registering their kids. And it's interesting, Charity, because if the pandemic did one thing, we used to operate at a 1-to-10 ratio, so one counselor for every 10 kids. And when the pandemic, we had to make that ratio a little bit smaller for safety purposes. Mm-hmm. But what we found is we moved to a 1-to-5, and now we're working off of a 1-to-7. Is it actually rejuvenated the staff so they didn't get as tired, but it also resulted in a higher quality of program.
Yeah.
And so the kids really were able to build relationships and get to know the counselors and get to know and make friends and really have a wonderful time at camp. So we stuck with that. We said, you know what? That's the way to go because that's what parents want, a quality program, and they know their kids are going to be safe and well cared for. So the numbers are really good. It's nice to see kids being able to be kids again and get out and play and have fun with some excellent staff. We got an excellent group of staff in all of our branches and in all of our programs. So I got a chance to address them a week ago via Zoom call. And it was just amazing to see. There was like 100 of them on the screen.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to the...
And I remember all of their names.
Yeah, of course you did.
Of course you do.
Because you're Dave Allen. And thanks to the efforts and volunteers and donations of the Strong Kids campaign, nobody gets turned away this summer, right, Dave?
Absolutely. That is... no child will be left behind. It's not about the ability to pay. It's really about making sure that children have the opportunity to participate and have an enjoyable summer experience. And so, no child will ever be turned away from our program because of an inability to pay. So, and our motto is we will have a conversation with people and say, how can we support you and how can we help you become part of our Y family? That's our mission, and that's what we believe in, and that's what we make sure happens.
I do love that phrase, Y family.
Yeah.
I do. I like that because it is.
Yeah.
And the fact that nobody gets turned away is incredible. This organization is just amazing.
It's nice stuff. And, the whole started up 10 to 1, then 5 to 1, 7 to 1. Sounds great.
Oh.
You don't have to be all summer. You can just do it for a week if you want. And
I love that they've kept that it is 7 to 1. Like that one-on-one really can make a difference.
Dougal Insurance made a huge contribution to kick it off. So thank you very much for that. And then we'll be hearing more about that in early 2023. Join us tomorrow for our Throwback Thursday. On the final day of school today, we used our Let's Go on Vacation song. So it's Go-Go's Vacation for Team Mark, Holiday Road by Lindsey Buckingham for Team Charity.
Really no loser this week. It's a win-win.
All big. Get
I'm
your
happy
votes
with
in.
either. Although I'm losing again this week.
Okay.
It's starting to sink in a little bit. This is, I think, week 3.
Let me put...
you were on a streak, which is wonderful for you. But I'm really going to have to pull up my socks next week.
It would be 3 weeks in a row, would it not? Did I win last week?
That's what I said. 3 weeks. Because you kicked my butt. You weren't even here.
4 or 5?
It might be 4, actually. Because you won the week before. And then you were away and you beat me. And then you came back and you beat me. And you're beating me again this week.
June's been a great month.
It's been your month. No question.
Wow, am I ever going to suck the joint out this summer then? You're out, loser.
Well, you have holidays coming up, so I get to choose for you. So let's see if I can make the right choice.
I'll leave some titles lying around. Help you out on, I'm voting from my campsite. So wait a minute. How do you get 600? I would do that if I were competitive. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast coming up on the show tomorrow. A question about licorice.
Oh.
Tune in bright and early tomorrow morning. I have a question about licorice.
I can't wait.
And Charity Brown.
Is it going to be a good question?
I think it's a great question because I'm very, very curious, as I am. And then we will have our Canadian trivia question to educate everybody ahead of Canada.
Probably
and tomorrow,
more than one.
Yes, because tomorrow is our high-low game with Galaxy of Games. We were going to use how many polar bears are. Maybe that'll be the trivia question that we'll ask at 7.
Yes, because that is a good question.
Yeah. How many polar bears are in Canada, and what percentage of that is the world's population of polar bears?
Yeah.
Both are impressive numbers. And then we have another question for the high-low game. We'll give you the stat. We'll give you the category. You give us the number. We'll tell you if it's high or low until we get the right answer. And then you're getting tickets to go see Pat Monahan and Train in Toronto with Blues Traveler and Jewel, who was meant for you. That is Sunday, July 10th. So you're going in less than 2 weeks. You're going to win the tickets. You're going to be gone. And that's going to be great. So enjoy this final day of school. Stay safe. Watch for the kids today, okay? Because they're crazy and they're excited. I mean, I'm crazy and excited.
Yep.
So watch for me when I'm going for my walk in my neighborhood. Keep an eye out for me. Let's look after everybody this summer, okay? And have a great one from Mark and Charity Mornings and the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast.